So less than 30 days are remaining for your NDA examination, right? So I wanted to come up with this update over here, video update over here regarding your preparation, right? So let's talk a little bit about the update, right? Okay, the very first thing I wanted to ask is the syllabus has been covered, right? The entire syllabus. Have you guys covered that? Okay, and number two, have you guys been reading the books and the newspapers, right? Okay, so you can write down in the comment also whether you have been reading or not, right? And which particular book you have been reading these days, right? And third, have you been practicing mathematics, right? Okay, have you been practicing mathematics? So this is the, I think this should be the very first important point, right? Okay, so I'll be very honest and direct with you, right? And before moving on to this 30-day plan, right, we conducted a research, right? Okay, we conducted a research, right, across the batches of 2016, 17, 18 of Sainik School Amravati Nagar, right? Okay, of Sainik School, right? So what we actually found that is, and this observation is for the batch of 2018, right? Okay, out of 105 aspirants, 105 cadets writing the examination, right? Okay, only 18 of them actually cleared the NDA written examination, right? Okay, but this is not the observation that I want you guys to focus on, right? Okay, 18 of them cleared the written examination, right? The fact was that out of those 18, only 19 had cleared their mathematics cutoff, right? Okay, only 19 had cleared their mathematics cutoff, right? So out of those 19, those who cleared the mathematics cutoff, 18 of them cleared the NDA examination. This is that observation that I want all of you to keep in mind, right? And that is why mathematics is very critical for all of you, right? Okay, all those of you who are writing NDA examination, please be informed that your NDA as a subject, as a separate paper of 300 marks is very critical. If you are not consistently hitting 90 plus marks out of 300, then you should look at your preparation, right? Okay, look at your preparation. I'll be very honest and direct with you, no sugarcoating, nothing. If you are not getting great marks in mathematics, if you are getting 20, 30, 40, right, there are people, right, if are getting marks in negative, right, 50, 60, or even 70, 75, though the sectional cutoff sometimes goes around 75, but you should be looking at least 90 plus, at least 100 marks is what you should be looking at out of mathematics, right, out of 300. If you are not getting this much amount of marks, then you should be rethinking your preparation and you should be doubling down on mathematics. Okay, mathematics is extremely critical, right? Okay, so this is the heart and soul of the update that I wanted to do over here today, right? That's the very first thing, right? Okay, and now if you, for example, you are able to get close to 100 or 100 plus marks consistently in mathematics, right? Okay, now what do I want you to take? I want you to take the PYQ test, right? UPSC uploads the question paper, the actual question paper, right? Okay, on the website, right? So kindly go through the UPSC website and access the PYQ papers, right? Okay, and solve the question papers, right? Entire question papers with time limit, right? With time limit, right? And also about this time limit, I really want to mention, right? Okay, it seems to you, right? It seems to you over there in the examination you have 2.5 hours, but actually it's not 2.5 hours. You will be bubbling the answer sheet. You will be marking your attendance sheet and all that. So this particular time reduces to only 2 hours, right? So only 2 hours of time is what you have in your examination for each of those two papers, right? Okay, so while you take this PYQ test with the time limits and also with the stringent time limits, right, I would even suggest you to time your test series to your PYQ test to 2 hours, right? That would be the best thing that you should be doing, right? And then after taking the PYQ test, you have to analyze the PYQ, right? You have to analyze the PYQ, right? How exactly to analyze? I've always been talking about how exactly you should be analyzing the paper, right? List down the wrong ones, right? Then you list down the unattempted ones, then you also list down the correct ones, right? Okay, so all of these have to be the wrong ones, why exactly it got wrong, right? Unattempted one, why exactly did you not attempt it, right? and also the correct one. Is there a better way that you have to find out? Okay, is there a better way to solve that question, right? Or to think about that particular question, right? So that is what exactly I mean by, your PYQ analysis, right? Okay. Still, I believe there is a little bit of time for you to focus on your weak zones, right? If certain subjects, right, let's say mathematics, or let's say English, GK, English, general studies, like let's say current affairs and all that, you still have time to focus on that. Okay, you still have time to focus on the weak zones. If you do not focus on those weak zones, then I don't know, right? Okay, I mean. You might not really be one with your examination, so that's what I can constitute, right? Okay. And before moving on, right, even in GKGS, right, in the paper 2 GKGS, let's say that is English, that is general science or general studies, for any question there will be 4 options, right? For any of each of the questions there will be 4 options. What your preparation does not end with just finding out which is the correct answer. Let's say C is the correct answer, right? Okay, your preparation ends with finding all about option A, finding all about option B, and finding all about option D as well. Until or unless you are doing that in your analysis phase, your preparation is not complete, right? Preparation is not complete, right? UPSC has a pattern of asking the question papers, of asking the questions, right? So if one time they have asked you question, right? Okay, for example, let's say they give you the which one is the best conductor of electricity. This is what they will say, right? Okay, gold, silver, wood, right? And let's say option number 4, copper, right? Okay, then the correct answer over here is silver, right? But then you should look at about this as well, right? You should study about this as well. Let's say instead of wood you have diamond, right? Okay, so they ask questions about diamond as well, right? Okay, so you should learn about diamond, what is their lattice form, what are their structural form, right? How exactly the atoms and the molecules of diamond is they are structured, what are the general properties of diamond. Similarly, for gold also you should study, for copper also you should study, right? Okay, and as I've already told to you, mathematics is extremely critical for you, right? Mathematics is extremely critical. If you are not getting 90 or 100 marks plus in your mathematics, then you should rethink your preparation, right? And you should double down to mathematics, right? Almost every student, they come from CBSE school, ICSE schools, every one of them are good with English, right? Okay, so 200 marks is sorted from there, right? Okay, and if you come from, let's say, science background, then the other part, right, the general ability, the other part wherein you have general studies, right? Okay, so out of 400 you can easily get to score 150 plus marks out of that, right? Okay, and a little bit question from here and there if you might be reading the newspaper and stuff, right? Okay, so I would iterate again and again that mathematics is extremely critical for you. Kindly do not ignore that. If you ignore that, you will bring your own peril. That's the very important point that I really wanted to mention, right? Okay, and last but not the least, keep yourself calm, aggressively, right? Aggressive. You have to be aggressive on taking the test, aggressive on your preparation. At the same time, you need to feel calm, you need to feel confident, right? Okay, and you need to think that yes, your preparation is enough, right? Okay, whatever amount of preparation you have done, that is good enough for your examination. That's how you should be feeling at this particular point right now. Okay, if you feel calm, cool and confident, you will get 20 marks extra over here, folks, right? Okay, so with this I wanted to close. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye and Jai Hind.